Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. Number synchronicities, life synchronicities, relationship synchronicities. What's happening? Is it random? Is there a plan, a design? I have seen so many synchronicities in my life that it has helped me in becoming the greatest version of myself. What is synchronicity? Emanating from the Greek, syn, together, chronos, in time, happening at the same time. I have so much respect for the psychologist Carl Jung, who talked of synchronicity as a coincidence in time of two or more causally unrelated events which have the same or similar meaning. And this was groundbreaking because this was going into the metaphysical, the world of dreams and our imagination. I have my own definition of synchronicity as a psychologist as well, and an infinite being. I say that synchronicity is where your dominant thoughts align with your life and become your dominant experiences. A lot of people say, I keep seeing 1111, 22, 33, 44. What's going on? An example of synchronicity I have experienced. I remember going to the skate park, obviously, and at that time I had a lot of thoughts in my mind about the awakening process, and there was a guy on a BMX and we got into this conversation, and it was as if he was just a mirror to me. We were talking about all kinds of things, because synchronicity is when you have that thought and it aligns with someone else. They help magnify it. And it was fantastic. Also, it can appear where you are thinking about something and it manifests in your physical reality. So in 2012, I was having a lot of synchronistic experiences. And that was a time of waking up. I was seeing 11 all over the place. And I questioned myself to say, is this just a random event? Then the more I got into numerology, I began to see that numbers are sigils. A sigil is a powerful symbol. Mathematics is the language of the universe. Everything is based on numbers.
The still unknown relationship between what we call the unconscious psyche and what we call matter, a mystery with which psychosomatic medicine endeavors to grapple. In studying this still undefined and unexplained connection, it may prove to be that psyche and matter are actually the same phenomenon, one observed from within and the other from without. Dr. Jung put forward a new concept that he called synchronicity. This term means a meaningful coincidence of outer and inner events that are not themselves causally connected. The emphasis lies on the word meaningful. If an aircraft crashes before my eyes as I am blowing my nose, this is a coincidence of events that has no meaning. It is simply a chance occurrence of a kind that happens all the time. But if I bought a blue frock and by mistake the shop delivered a black one on the day one of my near relatives died, this would be a meaningful coincidence. The two events are not causally related, but they are connected by the symbolic meaning that our society gives to the color black. Wherever Dr. Jung observed such coincidences in an individual's life, it seemed, as the individual's dreams revealed, that there was an archetype activated in the unconscious of the individual concerned. To illustrate this by my example of the black frock, in such a case, the person who receives the black frock might also have had a dream on the theme of death. It seems as if the underlying archetype is manifesting itself simultaneously in inner and external events. The common denominator is a symbolically expressed message, in this case, a message about death. As soon as we notice that certain types of event like to cluster together at certain times, we begin to understand the attitude of the Chinese, whose theories of medicine, philosophy, and even building are based on a science of meaningful coincidences. The classical Chinese texts did not ask what causes what, but rather what likes to occur with what. One can see much the same underlying theme in astrology and in the way various civilizations have depended on consulting oracles and paying attention to omens. All of these are attempts to provide an explanation of coincidence that is different from one that depends on straightforward cause and effect. In creating the concept of synchronicity, Dr. Jung sketched a way in which we might penetrate deeper into the interrelation of psyche and matter. And it is precisely toward such a relation that the symbol of the stone seems to point. But this is still a completely open and insufficiently explored matter with which future generations of psychologists and physicists must deal. Synchronistic events almost invariably accompany the crucial phases of the process of individuation. But too often they pass unnoticed because the individual has not learned to watch for such coincidences and to make them meaningful in relation to the symbolism of his dreams.
The numbers don't lie. And I began to realize that 1111 was a gateway, a portal. It was helping me remember who I was. It also represents DNA activation. It also is a way of entities communicating with us in unseen realms. So 1111 is a master number in numerology. It is representing the visionary. And the more I began to see this, it was in alignment with what I was going through. I was having a moment of clarity. 11 equals 2. 1 plus 1. 2 is contrast, duality, doubt. So you are always seeking, analyzing, questioning your reality. So if you are seeing 1111, that is a sign that you are beginning to question your reality, because things just aren't adding up. But also, it's a sign that you are now becoming more conscious of the world around you. Synchronicity is all about how the inner becomes the outer, how our psyche, how our thoughts shape our reality, how the mind can mold this physical reality and is powerful. 2-2 is the master builder. Powerful. It's the architect. It's also used in masonry, because these are the higher sciences that now we are beginning to see govern everything in existence 3-3, which is the world teacher. It is higher consciousness. So just seeing that, if we are seeing these numbers throughout the day,